Hey, I'm here, I'm live. Gonna do my steam on camera and sing to you guys like this is the opera because I'm nervous. Can I get a heart wave? How do I know if anyone is in here watching? Am I alone? So, I promised to come on and do a virtual V-steam for you guys. Now that I got all the sillies out the way. This is just a container that I use because it's pretty for my herbs. And so I've got some chamomile in here, some hibiscus, oregano, and chamomile. Now we could start talking about all the benefits of all these herbs, but I just want to keep it short, simple, and sweet. So I'll just give you one of the reasons for each of the herbs that I'm using today. So for chamomile, I'm using it for the anti-inflammatory properties. I was diagnosed with thrombosis, which is blood clots, and I had them on my fallopian tubes, and I had cysts as well. So the main reason that I do steaming is to keep the cysts and the blood clots at bay. And so steaming actually promotes blood circulation because you're sending heat, direct steam through the steam to that area to help shrink it, or just to keep the blood flowing, because it can get stagnant in that area, and that's what can cause the blood clots in the cyst. So one of the herbs in here is chamomile, and it is good for anti-inflammatory. Another herb that I'm using is the oregano, and that's a good antibacterial, antifungal. I have hibiscus in here, which is good for cramping. And then I have some holy basil in here, which is good for stress and anxiety. So hopefully after a while of me sitting over this for a few minutes, you guys will start to notice. Hi, Victoria. Victoria is my business partner. We've been friends for 22 years, and her and I started this business together in Sacramento. So we are a local V-steaming business where you can come and you can experience a V-steam for yourself. You can come with friends. We do parties and events. So we hope to see you soon for a visit, which is, one of the reasons why I'm doing the video, because I feel like a lot of women want to do the V-steam, but they're kind of scared to do it because they don't know what it is or if it's going to hurt them. And so I just want to come on and go live so that I can start sharing my V-steam experience with you all, so that I can show you some of the benefits and hopefully how to do it, or hopefully intrigue you to begin to ask some questions or come in for a visit or try the V-steam yourself, whether you do it with us or at home. The point is to get women knowledgeable about the V-steaming process and to kind of help them navigate their health desires with V-steaming, because you can V-steam for many reasons. Some women V-steam for fertility. Some women V-steam, like myself, for blood clots and cysts. Other women V-steam for endometriosis or fibroids. So thank you for the thumbs up. Okay, so these are my herbs. You can't really see them that well, but I'll repeat them again. I have oregano in here, hibiscus, chamomile, and holy basil. And the chamomile is good for anti-inflammatory. Holy basil is good for stress and anxiety. Oregano is good for antifungal, antibacterial, and hibiscus is good for cramping. And so before I started steaming, with the blood clots and the cramps came a lot of pain, heavy bleeding, lots of menstrual cramps, and I steamed regularly for about 4 months, and I noticed a difference in my cycle. It was a lot lighter. Now my period is so light that I choose not to use tampons. That's a whole nother tangent, you know, I can go off on, but I'm just going to leave that there. We can talk about that another time. I really just want to get to this theme because I am kind of high stress right now because I am on camera. This is a little bit outside of my norm, but the mission of it, the importance of this is crucial. So I'm willing to step outside of my comfort zone and risk it to get women aware of vaginal steaming and the benefits. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, so let's get started. So I got my herbs. Let me make sure my kettle is on because I want that water piping hot. And today I'm going to be using a do-it-yourself herbal V-steam kit, which Empress sells those. It starts out with the topper, a 5-gallon bucket, and we make the wraps just because it looks cuter. And we have other stuff too. The next time when I do one of these videos, I'll steam on an actual stool. But this is the least expensive version of a do-it-yourself V-steam kit. So it has a 2-quart metal bowl inside the bucket, and this is a 5-gallon bucket with a decorative wrap that we made, and of course the topper. So I have that all set up right there. I hope everybody got a chance to see. Hey Tiffany, what's up, girl? So got my tea. What else I got? Got my water because it does get hot, it does get a little steamy. And so without further ado, let's get this party started. So I'm just gonna drop my herbs in my bowl to my kit. Put that on there. Now I need some hot water. Let's get some action. Hot water. And you could fill the bowl up completely if you want to. But just as a safety precaution, we just put maybe about half the amount of the water in there just because you want to start out at a smaller amount so you have room to add more hot water or cool water, you know, to reach your desired temperature, what's comfortable for you. So, okay. Feels so good, you guys. So this is one of the best parts of it. Not only is it relaxing and good for you, but it actually feels great. Hey Talina, Zanelle, I see you. Okay, I got 7 people live. Does anybody have any questions for me? Right, Talina? Talina said, because it feels good. Just like that. It's that simple. Okay, my music is up loud and I don't want to turn it down. Hello, Miss Deb Wells. It's a party. It's a party. It's a V-steam. It's a V-steam party. You sit for about 30 minutes. You can go longer. If you come into the shop, we do it for about 30 minutes. Sometimes it goes over a couple of minutes just because we have to give time to make sure that the client is comfortable with the temperature of the steam. This feels so good. And it smells good too. The herbs smell good. Most of the time when people come into the shop, the first thing they notice when they come in is how it smells in the shop. And if they're paying attention, they'll notice, because we burn incense and stuff too, but the smell that they're smelling is coming from the herbs. You can sip whatever you want to. I got some cold water. Tiffany's asking me if she can sip Hennessy. It depends. Well, you know, I'll answer it like this. What you gonna do after you finish your steam? What are you gonna do after you finish your steam? Because maybe you might need that shot. But for the purpose of, you know, showing everybody how to properly steam, I am just drinking some chamomile lemon tea. And I got my cold water over here just in case it gets a little too hot. But that was a great question, Tiffany. Is my music too loud? Hope not. Yeah, so this is going to be the first of many videos. I think I might, you know, start doing this once a week. I just want to, I get you. Okay, I see you, Tiffany. It's all good. It's all good. But I'm going to start doing this regularly. Not everybody is able to tune in, you know, at the same time all the time. And I just want to make sure that I'm getting this information out there and I'm promoting the benefits, the health benefits of steaming. It is optional to have a covering. If you guys weren't actually watching me, I probably wouldn't have on anything. I prefer to steam naked just because it gets hot. And I like the feeling of being free with myself and open. And majority of the time, not majority of the time, I'm not gonna lie, but sometimes after I steam, I get into bed with my husband, and so it's easier for me that way. See you, Miss Love Shabazz. Welcome in. I'm here, I'm steaming, and I'm answering questions. How often should you steam? It depends on your reason for steaming. My reason for steaming is going to be different from someone else's. So I had blood clots and cysts on my fallopian tubes, and so I was steaming once a week. And I did that for about 4 months until I noticed there was a change in my cycle and there was improvement in my overall health and well-being, because bee steaming is not only good for the body, it's also good for your mind and for your emotions and your soul. So it is a form of emotional release. Like if you guys weren't watching me right now, I'd probably be meditating or reading the word or painting or drawing or something artistic just to do some emotional release for myself, because I steam for stress and anxiety too. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Hey, LaDonna Lee. Blessings. I still want that cup of coffee. So does anybody have any other questions? Did I answer that one completely? So depending on why you're steaming, you may need to steam more or less than someone else. If you have something that you're aggressively trying to relieve symptoms for, like menstrual cramping or blood clots or cysts or endometriosis or fibroids, or even for increasing sexual intimacy, because a lot of women don't know that after you have a vaginal steam, it actually helps with moisturizing down there, and it can help with vaginal dryness too. So that's one major thing that everybody reports after having a V steam, those that are sexually active, along with, you know, the whole rejuvenation, because you actually feel different after you do the V steam. It's that blood circulation, it's that love, that attention to that area that we neglect. You know, before I started doing V steaming, the only time I was concerned about this area is if it had a smell or if I was on my period or something like that. And now I'm just way more in tune with myself, way more in tune with my body, and just my overall sense of well-being. And I'm reaping the benefits. So you could steam as often as you like, to answer that question, unless you're doing it for a medical reason, trying to relieve symptoms like cramping, or the list of our host of other things that females have to deal with because we have, you know, wombs. Today I'm using a 4-part blend of chamomile, hibiscus, holy basil, and oregano. And so there's so many benefits to each herb, and there's so many herbs that just to keep it simple, I only gave, you know, my reasons for this specific blend that I'm using today. So for the oregano, that is a good antibacterial, antifungal. Chamomile is an anti-inflammatory. Holy basil is for stress and anxiety. Which one didn't I say? Hibiscus for cramping. Yes. If you have an IUD, that's a tough question to answer, especially since we just put up a post of a woman's IUD breaking off in her body and she had to get her toes removed and a whole bunch of other craziness. And this is the part where I'm just going to give my opinion, and it might not be for everybody, but IUD is man-made. It was never intended to be introduced into your body. That's some man-made stuff that they came up with to help women, not get pregnant. But there's other ways and other things that you can do to not get pregnant without having to put a device in there. Because from what I hear, sometimes the IUD can stop your period. You won't even get a period. And some people like that. But I'm like, okay, if the body was designed to bleed regularly, monthly, what's going on inside? Like, what hormones are you putting in, or what are you doing to obstruct your body from doing what it's supposed to do naturally, and how does that affect you? So it is a personal choice, but that wasn't what you asked me. You asked me if you could steam with an IUD. It's not recommended because it can dislodge the IUD. So it's not recommended that you steam with an IUD. However, we have had women who have steamed with an IUD. I just suggest that if you do steam with an IUD, that you check in with your doctor or your primary physician just to make sure that your IUD is still in place. I think I answered everybody's questions. This feels good. Oh. It's starting to heat up, y'all. It's getting a little parched. Cold water. I feel awesome. I feel, I'm starting to feel relaxed. Maybe I should just tune into myself for a second. So, Victoria, I'm going to just take like 1 minute. If anybody pops in with a question, can you answer it for them? And I also want to invite you guys to add members to the Steam Chronicles. Women who might, everybody knows somebody that has a bad, awful period or something that's going on with them as far as their female parts or womb is concerned. So this is something that we should be sharing with each other. That's one of the things that Empress promotes is sisterhood. And by that can mean different thing for different people. But for us, it just means coming together as a unit, as women, bonding together, sharing of information, empowering one another, and just being a representation of what God truly intended for women to get along. Because, my experience as a woman has been that I don't have a lot of female friends, and that's a personal choice. I have sisters, so I never really felt the need like I had to have a bunch of female friends. But now with this, I'm meeting more people. I'm learning more about other women's experiences, and I'm enjoying that. And so we do promote healthy sisterhood, healthy bonding for women. And V-steaming is something that we can all come together on, because all women have a womb or a womb space. Even if you've had a hysterectomy, you still have that space. You still have that creative energy within you, and you have to nurture that. And V-steaming is a great way to self-nourish and to bond with other women. We have an event that we do monthly called Wind Down Wednesday, and that's where we kind of just come together. We steam together as a group, and so it's like a social experience. It's an opportunity for women to bond, and we enjoy it. So we'll probably be having one of those coming up next month. I believe June the 6th. Yes, this is new, so I'm not quite what's being done and the reason for it. Would you mind explaining? Oh, I'm doing an herbal vaginal steam. And I started V-steaming because I was having issues with what's called thrombosis, which is blood clots and blood. I had blood-filled cysts on my fallopian tube, so I started V-steaming to get rid of them. And ever since I started doing it, I don't have them anymore. The V-steam is just hot water mixed with herbs. Depending on what your symptoms are, you pick out different herbs that have different effects on the body. I already said this like 4 or 5 times already, but I'm steaming with chamomile for anti-inflammatory, oregano for antibacterial, antifungal, hibiscus for cramping, and holy basil for stress and anxiety. And V-steaming feels amazing. Lots of benefits. Did I bring my little flyer over here? It's so far away, you guys. I can't reach it. I was going to sit here and enjoy this and answer some more questions. If you guys have any more questions for me, I'd be happy to answer them. Thirsty. Started out with my tea, but I don't think I'm gonna be able to drink that because I'm heating up. Can you steam while you're pregnant? No. Steaming opens up your cervix, and you do not want your cervix to open until you're ready to give birth. So do not steam while pregnant, or if you think you may be pregnant, do not steam. I have been steaming since 2017. I don't remember the exact date when I first started doing it. Had I known that this was going to launch into this type of business, I probably would have made better record. But what I did make note of was the fact that it took me 4 months of steaming to see any real results. And that's one of the big misconceptions that women have, that they can just come in and steam once and they're all good. Steaming is something that should be included in your self-care regimen, and it's something that you should do regularly. But again, that's going to vary woman to woman. We all have vaginas and we can all steam, but everybody is not steaming for the same reason. Some women steam for menopause symptoms. Some women steam for fertility. Some women steam for endometriosis, fibroids. I steam for blood clots and cysts, and for the sexual benefits of it, and the overall emotional release benefit of it. Not having any kind of symptoms. Yeah, you can steam for digestive issues, and you can steam if you're in menopause. One of the number one herbs that we use for women who are pre or postmenopausal is black cohosh, which is good for reducing hot flashes, among many other things. But my mother is postmenopausal, and she steams regularly, at least once a month. So even if you don't have a period, it's still good for detoxing. It's still good for balancing hormones. It's still good for balancing your pH. That's why I'm steaming today. I need to balance my pH, because a lot of women don't realize that if you're sexually active, or even if you're not sexually active, I take that back, because some people, have poor diet, and diet affects your pH. But for me personally, while I'm steaming today, it's because my pH is off. So I'm married, so we have unprotected sex, and the woman's vaginal secretions, or her vaginal area, the pH normal should be nothing above a 4.5. And with sexual activity, sexual intercourse, semen carries a pH of, I think, like an 8. And so when you introduce that high pH into a place that's supposed to be 4.5 or below, you're more susceptible for bacteria, different stuff like that, which can create a smell. And so that's why I'm steaming today, because I want to balance my pH. Yeah, soaps can throw it off too. Yep. We actually make a feminine soap. But y'all didn't ask me about that. Y'all didn't come here for that. Y'all came here with actual questions about steaming. Yeah, I answered that question. Does anybody else have any more questions for me? And even with, I see that, Ivita, you were asking about the digestive system. I actually had a client come in and she didn't even do like a personalized steam, because we personalize steams based on your symptoms. But for all first-time clients, we use a specific blend of herbs that are just more gentle. And she had some digestive stuff going on, and she was able to immediately report during her steam that she could feel a difference and that she knew that it was working, because she was very well in tune with her body. And so in the middle of the steaming, she was telling me about her digestive issues and how she knew that it was working, because she was releasing gas. Yoni kits start out at $125. They include everything that I showed you guys at the beginning of the video, which is the 5-gallon bucket, the wrap, the 3-quart metal bowl, the wooden topper, and it comes with 4 ounces of herbs, which is enough herbs to do 3 steams. And we personalize them as well. So you could get a topper that's pink and orange if you want to, with a wrap that's neon yellow. Sky's the limit. I feel great. My vagina feels amazing. I hear my phone ringing. It's my mother calling me, but I can't answer right now. That's another thing that we recommend when you come in, to turn your cell phone, turn the ringer off or turn it off. Take this time to check in with yourself, how you're feeling. Oh, this is so distracting. This is a perfect example of why we tell women to get off the phone when they're steaming. It's just a distraction. Love my mother. I'm going to call her when I'm finished. But she got to wait. I'm steaming right now. Feels so good. I'm about to flip off the chair. A typical session is 30 minutes. Are you doing, oh, the Kegels? Am I saying it right? Kegels. Do your Kegels. Don't forget to tighten and release. I'm going to start doing them right now, Victoria, because I want to tighten and tone that area for tonight. Yeah, my husband loves it. He told me last night, he's like, I love it when you steam. I love it. It kind of increases intimacy for us too, because, you know, even though I'm really doing it for me, he feels like I'm doing it for him, and that's okay, because it's for him too, but it's really for me. But yeah, he says he notices a difference in the way I feel sexually when I steam. It's more wet, it's tighter. For me, it feels amazing, because the increase in the blood flow due to the steaming makes that area super sensitive, and so I'm able to enjoy intimacy with my husband more because it's awake down there. I've increased the blood flow to that area. Yay, Kegels. Okay, I'm doing it right now. Can you guys tell? Squeeze it. Let's 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 squeeze it. I'm sorry. This is even more fun when you do it with a group of people. The conversations that we have at Empress, when we have Wind Down Wednesday, be off the hook. Most men say that they notice a difference in their women after they steam. Yeah, I'm a lot more calmer. You know, before I started doing V-steaming as a business with my partner, I was teaching, and if Tiffany's still in here, she can attest to that because she worked at the same place where I used to work, and it was just very high stress. That's when my health actually started failing. People don't really realize how bad stress is on your body. It make you very sick. So as women, you know, with all the different hats that we have to wear and all the different things that we need to be for our families and for ourselves, whether it's at work or at home or whatever, we need to take time. You know, V-steaming provides a space and a time for me to check in with myself. And, you know, prior to V-steaming, I wasn't doing that. I would just get up, go to work, do what everybody else needed me to do, come home and be where my family needed me to be. And it just took me to a point of depression. I almost want to say, honestly, I was depressed. And then I found out I was sick, and that made me more depressed. So, you know, V-steaming has really helped me tremendously as a woman. Talina, what you talking about? Stress? Anxiety? Depression? Get steam for all that too. Go away, fly. Shoot, fly. Don't bother me. Whew. I am healing. And you know, when I first found out I was sick, doctors couldn't tell me nothing. They didn't know how I got sick, why I was sick. At first, they didn't even know what was wrong with me. Spent a lot of nights in the ER. I spent a lot of nights in pain. Like, I would just get these really, really intense cramps. Like, they would have me doubling over in bed. Like, I would even, like, push into my, where I was feeling the pain at in my womb, because I didn't know what was wrong. I didn't know. They didn't know. They couldn't give me any answers. And so, you know, the thing that I like about the steaming is that I can pretty much, I don't want to say I can diagnose myself, but I know if I have certain symptoms that I'm dealing with, like cramping or irregular cycle or pH being off or a yeast infection or BV, there, you know, a lot of the stuff we can take care of ourselves at home with our own medicine that God made. You know, our business is also based off of a biblical scripture, Revelation 22:2, which says, take the leaves of the tree and heal the nations. And so that's my mission. That's my purpose. That's what I'm here to do. Share the benefits of herbal vaginal steaming and make sure that every woman has one of these in their home or is at least aware of it, and they can come in and they can have this service done at the shop. It's just wherever you're at, we want to meet you there, and we want to help you. So that's what it's about. Helping women, building each other up, empowering each other, uplifting one another, healing from the inside out. It is a spiritual experience. It is. Because our body does a lot of wonderful things for us. And how do we thank ourselves? You know, that was one of the questions I posted in the Steam Chronicles last week. How do you self-care? What do you do for self-care? This is one of the major things I do for self-care. Yes, let's heal together. This feels so good. Can I answer anybody's questions? Anybody have any questions about V-steaming? Because the first thing people think is we're going to hurt them. Oh, you're going to burn me. You're going to steam me with a steamer. And it's not like that. This is a gentle, effective treatment for women. And all you do is mix some herbs with hot water. You're basically brewing a tea, but instead of drinking it, you sit over it. And every woman's experience is going to be different. Every woman's reason for steaming is going to be different. But it can bring us together. And that's important too. The connection, the connectivity, community building. You know, and a lot of women are out there hurting and, you know, what we call silently suffering. You know, I was silently suffering. I didn't know anything about V-steaming. And I was in pain every month. I was bleeding heavy every month. I was using tampons, trying to stop the flow. Like, let it flow. Let it go. Oh, Vicky, thank you. You're awesome too. I have an amazing business partner. We've been friends for 22 years. And we're growing long and strong. And now with this, we're about to make even more friends together. How cool is that? Oh, thanks, Talina. Love you too, girl. Yep, everybody in here. Hey, Mercedes. Can you share? I don't know, because it's in the private group. And you off the hook for that picture, Mercedes. Oh my goodness. Yeah, if you want to share, I would just add whoever you want to share it with to the Steam Chronicles, and they'll be able to come into the group and see it live. You know, at first I was going to put it on my page, but then I was like, I don't want everybody to see me steaming, even though, you know, I don't mind, but, you know, people is perverts. Some people, not everybody. Again, my opinion, you don't have to agree. But, posting something like this on Facebook in public, they would eat me alive. So I'm gonna do it in this safe place that we've created for sisterhood and for V-steaming and for bonding, where I know y'all ain't gonna attack me or try to hurt me. Y'all already know what the purpose of the Steam Chronicles is for, so it's not weird for me to pop on live and be V-steaming, because that's what the Steam Chronicles is about, V-steaming. Yeah, you have to just add them to the group. Add them to the group. Vicky is checking to see if there are new members who want to be added so that they can see the video. I'm not getting ready to get off because my steam is not over. When I'm at work, well, I don't want to call it work, but when I am introducing other women to the V-steam experience, I use a timer. But I'm at home. I don't have to go get the kids until about 3:30. Husband's at work, so I'm gonna steam until the heat is gone. And you know, when I first started the steam, I only filled my bowl up about halfway, and it's still hot, and it feels great, and it's comfortable, and I'm not burning myself, and I'm relaxed, and I'm in the comfort of my own home. Because that's another hang up for some women. You know, V-steaming is private, it's personal. So I'm glad that we offer the do-it-yourself V-steam kits so that women can have this experience whenever they feel the need to. You know, it's convenient to put away and store in your house. You know, we even have some higher-end do-it-yourself kits that are made out of wood. When I do the next steam next week, I'll be steaming on one of those so you guys can actually see what one of those looks like. But steam. That's the important thing. Yes, Mrs. Zanelle, that's what this closed women's group is about, because not everybody is open to the idea of vaginal steaming. And a lot of women are intimidated by things that are new. And so I created the private group so that people have a choice on whether or not they want to be involved in what we're doing. So it's not to close women out, because you're also welcome to add women into the group. So you can also, choose to share it. So it's only closed to people who don't want to be involved in it. I'm adding people that are in the group are adding people. It's for everybody. Steaming is for everyone, because that's one thing that I noticed too in this realm of things with holistic healing and healthcare, is that a lot of women, when they see me, they think that herbal vaginal steaming is just for black people or for black women, and it's for every woman. If you have a vagina, it's for you too. Men can steam. It's not even just for women. Men can steam too. But for the purpose of introducing something new to the community and sharing something that's intimate and private for women, and just trying to make sure that everybody is comfortable, it is a private group. But as I mentioned before, you have the same authority to add women into the group as well. If you have friends or family members who are interested in finding out more about herbal vaginal steaming, by all means, add them in. I started out doing it weekly, but once I achieved the results that I was going after, which was to get rid of the blood clots and the cysts, then I kind of slowed down. But I think I'm about to start picking up on it again. But different women steam for different reasons, so it's not like I keep a day, even though you could do that too. That would be awesome and amazing. That was the whole point, to set aside that time for yourself. But everybody is just at a different place, and sometimes you just gotta fit that V-steam in where you can. But steaming, depending on what you're steaming for, whatever symptoms you might be trying to alleviate, but not everybody has symptoms that they're trying to alleviate. Some people are just trying to steam for stress and anxiety, or just as a simple detox, or to balance hormones, or to balance your pH. So depending on why you want to steam will determine how often you need to steam, which again is different for every woman. What's the recommended frequency? At least once or twice a month. But again, if you have something different going on, like if you have a bacterial infection, you probably want to steam every day until, for like 10 minutes until it's gone. But everybody has a different reason. I could be more in depth about it if I kind of knew your reason for why you want to steam. You can steam for that too. One really good herb for that is horsetail. One of my daughters has a bedwetting problem, and so I steam her with that, with horsetail. And I noticed that a lot of women, after they have children, have issues with the bladder. And so steaming is a good way to alleviate some of those symptoms. And there, just about anything that there's a medication for, there's a herb that does the same thing. Thirsty. For the women that's just coming in, it looks like I'm just sitting here, but I'm not. I'm actually V-steaming right now. This is what I like to call the virtual V-steam experience. And, a lot of women learn better by watching somebody else do it, a lot of people. So I just figured if I could step outside of my comfort zone and kind of show you guys that this is a safe and a gentle, effective treatment, and that you could actually see me doing it first, people might be less intimidated to try it. My reason for V-steaming was to help alleviate symptoms that came from blood clots and cysts that I had on my fallopian tubes. I hope you guys add some people in. If you're just joining in, I'm doing a live bee steam from my home. I'm sitting on one of the do-it-yourself herbal bee steam kits. We sell the kits. They start out at $125. You get everything you need to get started, plus enough herbs for 3 steams. And you could be doing this at home. You know, why go out and, you know, we love to see you. Come steam with us, but at the same time, I believe in empowering the women by giving them the right resources and the tools. I'm not just going to hoard all the information and the tools to myself. I want to help you attain whatever your health seeking reason is for steaming. So we do sell the do-it-yourself kits. You can buy one. We've sold several already, and right now we're just trying to get the word out there, make sure that women know the benefits, and that the tools and the resources are available to you should you decide that you want to start bee steaming. I think I want to be added. Hey, Aaliyah Jones, how are you? Thank you, Mercedes, for adding people to the group. Yes, so I don't know if y'all saw the beginning of this video, but I was super nervous. I was stressing out. But now I'm super relaxed. I feel really good. And the best part about it is after I get up, I know I'm going to feel refreshed. I was inviting and now I'm curious so that I will be educated, informed, and healing. It sounds like a wise, healthy, and good decision based on your individual reason. Thanks for answering all my questions. Oh, anytime. And that's what the Steam Chronicles is about. You know, even if I'm not on here live, you can go in there and you can post your question. Somebody's going to answer, whether it's me, whether it's my business partner Victoria, or somebody else that's in the group, because that's one of the things that I like. Because when I'm shopping for something or I'm trying to figure out if I want to do this new thing, I like to hear some reviews. I like to hear from other people that's not associated with that company on whether or not it's something that I should do, or, you know, whatever their experience, whether it was positive or negative. It's just always good to have input from somebody that's outside of the actual business. And so the Steam Chronicle provides that platform. There's women in there from all over, not just Sacramento. We have people in Australia, Europe, Nigeria. So it's just worldwide. Hopefully at some point, go to share and invite your friends. Oh yes, you add people to the Steam Chronicles by making them members. I'm not sure how it actually looks, you know, on your device, but there should be something on there that says add members, and you can just add as many women as you want. And my partner Victoria is also in this live stream, and she is yes, worldwide. I received that in Jesus' name. That was another thing I left out. One of the things for me that helped me to heal was my spirituality, my belief in God and the power of healing. I believe I mentioned this already, but you know, this is a biblical principle-based business. We're based on Revelations 22:2, which says, take the leaves of the tree and heal the nation. And so I've had women who have come in to Steam, and it's a choice whether you want us to pray with you or pray for you or bless your herbs. But the women that we do pray with and bless their herbs, they get tremendous results. And I can only attest to my own experience. I can't speak for everybody else, but we believe in the power of healing, and we thank God for the herbs that He's blessed us with that cover the land, that are all natural. Everything that they have a medication for, there's a herb for it. I actually feel now, I kind of feel a little high, I'm not gonna lie. The use of the herbs kind of stimulates a euphoric feeling, and so I feel really good. How long has this video been on? Somebody tell me, how long have I been steaming? Oh, I'm doing good, Aaliyah. I'm doing really good. I wanted your mom to send you a topper. Where are you at? What state are you in? Because that's another thing I didn't mention. We ship these kits, not necessarily the bucket and the bowl, but we can ship you the topper. We can ship you the herbs. You just have to go out and get a bucket and a bowl. We can ship you the wrap too if you want to wrap, but it's up to you. But it's not limited to Sacramento. I've been steaming for 41 minutes. It's still hot, you guys. So somebody was asking earlier, how long can you steam for? So that's what I like about the natural water and the herbs. Like, you know when to get up because the water cools down. It tells you when to get up, so you're not over steaming yourself. So I know a lot of these other places out there where you can have it done, excuse me, use electric chairs, and you can control the temperature and you can control how long, whereas this is more of a natural process. Once the water is cool, the steam is over. But it doesn't have to be. You can heat the water back up, but I don't typically do that. I just wait for the water to cool down. Once the water is cooled down, then I know that the steam is over. Wow. Okay, Mercedes. Mercedes said 51 minutes. So that's another benefit to having your own V-Steam kit. You can steam longer than 30 minutes. This feels bomb. V-Steaming is awesome. You felt lighter when you did the V-Steam? Yes. There's other herbs that you can use too, like how I was saying, you can V-Steam for anxiety, stress, depression. One of the really good ones that I have you feeling just is St. John's wort. It's a natural antidepressant, but it really makes you feel like a euphoric feeling, like you feel awesome, and it's natural. Okay, so my partner said this was great, so I guess that means it's time for me to log off. I don't want to start teaching people bad habits about V-steaming, but you can steam for as long as you want when you're at home. It's natural. We do a lot of other things to our bodies that are a lot worse. Really just start taking better care of ourselves so that we can be healthy, which is only going to trickle down to the other people that are involved in our lives. You know, the oil flows downward. So when you take care of yourself, it's only a benefit to, number one, self, but to the other people who love and care for you as well, because you're better. And if you're better, you can be better for you and for them, if that makes any sense. Okay, any more questions for me before I go enjoy the rest of this steam? I feel great. I think I covered everything. Do the Kegels. Make sure you spread yourself open up over the steam so we can get up in there. Can I reach my fire from here? Oh. I'm just going to tell you guys some of the benefits that I have written down. So, helps with feminine odor, balancing that pH, improves vaginal tightness, detoxifies the womb, removes excess waste, which contributes to cysts, fibroids, cancer, and tumors, regulates menstrual cycle, relieves menstrual cramps. And I'm going to stop right there. because I can personally tell you that since I've started steaming, because like I said, I had the blood clots and the cysts, and it would just give me these awful, bad, awful cramps, like so painful, doubling over pain. I didn't want to do nothing the first day of my cycle, like, get the hell away from me, leave me alone. Now when my period comes, it's like a secret, the way it comes in. It's just like, shh, don't tell nobody. It's light. There's no pain like I used to have. I don't really have this. I still get cramps, you know. I'm not a robot or anything like that. I'm still a human being, but I went from like a 10 to like a 2 as far as on a level of pain. 10 being the worst and 1 being, you know, the least amount of pain. I'm like at a 2 now. I literally don't, like, I know my cycle is coming because I keep track of it, you know, with my little calendar or whatever, but my body doesn't tell me that it's coming with pain. So I'm actually happy when my cycle comes in. I actually have a happy cycle. When my period starts, it's like, oh, my cycle started, you know. I might even be walking and then I just feel a little bit like, okay, I'm going to go ahead and keep it real right now, okay? So last month, I knew, you know, the time frame within which my period was supposed to start. And this is very personal, private. So I'm sitting on my husband's lap, right? And I'm kind of like, you know, trying to be sexy. I'm like grinding on him or whatever. And I could feel myself getting turned on, and then I felt like wet. And so I'm thinking, oh, okay, we about to get it on. I'm getting wet. Went to the bathroom. It was my cycle. My cycle has started. So, you know, if you're a woman that deals with heavy menstrual cramping, heavy menstrual bleeding, bee steaming is probably something you want to do your research on and find out if it's something that you want to do, because it really changed my life. It changed my cycle from, because that's another misconception that women believe. Oh, that's part of being a woman. The period is supposed to be painful. You're supposed to have a lot of bleeding. No, that's not normal. I would have like 5-7 day periods. That's not normal either. It's not bad. It's not, how do I want to say that? I will just say this, that after 4 months of steaming, I was able to shorten the length of my cycle. I had way less cramping. And now my period is lighter. And I choose not to use a tampon. That's how light my period is. Yeah. So I thought I was wet, but my period had actually started. So that was a difference, you know, for me. And that was just last month. So steaming has really, you know, helped me get to a place where I'm happy with my body. I'm happy with my results. Like, I didn't tell you guys this either, but I've lost 20 pounds since I started steaming. I done went from a 14 to like a 10. And all I did was steam. And it's not the steam alone, you know, it's other stuff that goes, that plays into it as well, you know. But steaming opened up my consciousness to a new way of being. Now I'm more aware of how much water I drink and what kind of foods I'm eating and what's in the food. And, you know, diet has a lot to do with some of the problems that we experience as women with that area as well. I'm going to go out on the limb here and say that I think that a lot of the issues with like the endometriosis and fibroids and stuff like that, it's highly connected to diet. A lot of what we go through with our bodies has to do with what we put in. And so, you know, I did lose 20 pounds. And steaming did help me lose. I didn't even notice that I had lost the 20 pounds. I just got up one day and I couldn't fit my pants. That's literally how it happened for me. And I was like, what's going on? I can't fit any of my clothes. And then I went and hopped on the scale, and I wasn't 172. I was like 150. So my math might be wrong on that, but I lost at least 20 pounds, I know. I went from a 14 to a 10. Yes. Can you tell? See, do a little profile. I'm over here looking like, you know, I'm my younger version of myself. And that does wonders for me. Like, that feels good. And I've had 3 children, all cesarean births. I have crazy stretch marks on my stomach, you know, but that's another story. But, you know, I say that to say this, like, I'm out here rocking a half top, running around town. My stomach is wrinkled, but it's flat. And I don't go to the gym like that. When I go to the gym, I'll tell you what I do when I go to the gym. When I go to the gym, I sit in the steam room. That's it. I love to steam. Whether I'm steaming my vagina or I'm steaming my whole body. Steam is just, it's wonderful for the body. It did change my lifestyle, you know, and it was a subtle change. You know, it wasn't overnight. It took time. It took consistency. But I didn't have to work very hard to you know, get to this place. I just started steaming. And the next thing you know, I started changing the way I was eating. And I started drinking more water, and I started to become more aware of all the different herbs that are out there that we could be using instead of medication. Like, even Victoria can attest to this. She doesn't even do like cough syrup and stuff like that for her daughter anymore. When her daughter gets sick, she blends up some herbs. She does a facial steam. She brews her up some tea, has her drink tea, and naturally relieves cold symptoms. And so, you can naturally relieve other symptoms too. Headaches. What else? I don't know. I'm so relaxed, you guys. I'm hecka relaxed. I was supposed to be getting off. Okay. Oh, let me finish my list. So, that was menstrual cramps. Relieves menopausal symptoms. I can't speak to this personally, but I know my mom is postmenopausal, and she faithfully comes out here once a month to get her steam. And I'm actually working on a kit for her right now so that she can steam at home. But, you know, some people just like the environment. They like to be able to come into a place that's outside their home, and have their steam done and not have to clean it up, because that's the other part about the steam. If you do it at home, you got to clean it up. But come see us, you know, we'll take care of you. Let me keep reading this list. Promotes healthy fertility. Stimulates sexual energy. I can attest to that. And so have other women in the Steam Chronicles. If you haven't looked at the announcements, I dare you to go check that out. There's women on there who don't work for Empress, who have had the V-Steam experience, and they're letting people know, hey, this is good for increasing intimacy. So it does stimulate sexual energy. Speeds up recovery after childbirth. Relieves stress. Absorb nutrients through the vaginal tissues. The vaginal tissues is the most absorbent tissue in the female body. So when you're steaming, you're getting all that goodness directly absorbed into your bloodstream through the V-Steam. The medicinal properties of the herbs are carried by the water vapors up to the vaginal area, and then the vaginal tissues absorb the medicinal properties from the herbs through the steam, and it goes directly into your bloodstream. And then the last thing I have on this list is that it helps with hemorrhoids. So, you know, for a lot of men out there who are having that are silently suffering, and there's some benefits for men too. But, you know, I'm not there yet. This is where I'm at with the V-steaming, and this is what I feel comfortable doing. And so when I get to the next level and I'm able to open that up to men, I will. But right now I'm just trying to find out everything I can about, you know, female health, caring for the womb, caring for your vaginal area, and getting that word out there, because there are a lot of women out there who are silently suffering fibroids, cysts, blood clots, endometriosis, stress, anxiety, you know, just to name a few. And so V-steaming can help with that. I don't know if we still have the first time client special, but if the first time client special is $45. And then we also do a wind down Wednesday. Our regular V-steam service is $60. But we try to offer as many specials as we can. So just keep your eyes peeled. Make sure you're checking into the Steam Chronicles. Make sure you're checking onto our Facebook business page, because we're always trying to promote the V-Steam by offering discounts and sales and specials. We're located 2648 Broadway. That's in Sacramento, California, on the corner of Broadway and 33rd. Again, that address is 2648 33rd Street, Sacramento, California, 95817. Our business line is 916-382-2754. And then you can go to our website and book your appointment there. Everything's already set up. The information is there. The costs are there. If there's any specials going on, that's posted on there. And you can email us. Our email is impressyourlife@gmail. Impressyourlife@gmail. Could you put the address up in the phone number and the email, Victoria, please? Thank you. I think my steam is over, you guys. It's starting to cool down. Feels so good though. Okay, did I answer everybody's questions? Any more questions? No more questions? Okay, I'm gonna let this song ride out. When it's over, I'm gonna click finish and I'm gonna clean this up. You're welcome. Thank you. Thank you for tuning in. I'll be doing this again next week. I'll make another announcement when I get ready to do it again, so you guys can be adding in your friends and family to the Steam Chronicles. And when I get ready to do another virtual V-Steam, I will come on. I'll announce that time and the date, and you guys can just tune in, or have your family and friends tune in. The home kits start out at $125, and they include the herbs. So you'll get 4 ounces of herbs, which is enough to do 3 steams. And we also sell the herbs. If you got your own thing going, and because my first bee steam, I just had a bowl and I was squatting over a bowl. But we want you to be comfortable for your first time experience. So we always recommend that you come in and steam with us, where we have comfortable seating, because we don't steam our clients on the actual V-Steam kits. We will steam you on a V-Steam kit though if you have like a group party of 6 or more. But if you come into the shop, we actually have like sturdy chairs that you can sit in that have cushion underneath, and it's very comfortable, and the overall process is just relaxing. Oh, scissors now. Scissor, 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 scissor. I just did the instrumental though, because homegirl got pipes, so I didn't want to be yelling over her while she, busting out them songs, so I just threw on a little instrumental. Yes, the V-Steam kits start at $125, and they go up depending on what you want. If you want more herbs, if you want a personalized herbal blend that's based on your symptoms. I have promised that the next time when I do the virtual V-Steam, I'm going to steam on a stool, because we sell the wooden stools for V-Steaming as well. I'm steaming today on the basic kit, which is just a 5-gallon bucket. Inside of that is a 3-quart metal bowl and then a wooden topper. I don't have one over here to show you guys. But you can go to our business page. If you go to our business page, Empress Chai Yok Studios on Facebook, I have some great photos up there of what the kits look like. And we personalize the kits as well. So you could choose, purple and brown if that's your thing. Or you could do a wood stain. And you could pick out, the different fabric for your wrap that goes around the bucket, so it doesn't look like a bucket, And we've sold several of these do-it-yourself kits. We usually have people come in, they do the V-Steam, they love it so much, they're like, oh, I'm about to buy me a kit. I'm not about to be sitting around here waiting to book no appointment and paying X amount of dollars when I could just spend $125 and have a kit. But we also sell the herbs individually too. So you can get 4 ounces of our signature herbal blend for $17. You gonna steam with me next time, Vicky? I feel good, y'all. I feel really good. I'm a lot more relaxed. And I'm happy that you guys tuned in and that you joined me. And I hope I answered all your questions. But my steam is over, so I want to get off. So I will catch you guys next time.